Shadow Generations was a game that brought joy to every Sonic fan out there. It got crazy high reviews because it lived up to the standard that Sonic Franchise 1 has had. It was also very unique in that of the gameplay, especially with the new abilities that Shadow had. It brought in an incredibly new and unique experience to the gameplay. So with this video, I'm going to be ranking all of Shadow's abilities in Shadow Generation. I'm going to be ranking all these abilities based off the criteria. We're only gonna have two categories to this. So first we have the usefulness. Basically this means, are you really gonna use this ability that often? Or just really how important it is to the gameplay. Next, we have the fun factor. Which is basically how fun is it to play around with it? Meaning, is this ability enjoyable to use? Does the gameplay feel smooth? Those are going to be the two major points in how I'm going to be ranking these. Ever since Sonic Rush introduced the boost, it has become a staple of the Sonic franchise as a whole. Every brand new modern game after that always had a boost. Shadow Generations also shares this ability for Shadow. It works just as well as any other game would, except killing badniks doesn't fill it up, only rings. The badniks will do something else. But unfortunately, Shadow doesn't have a ring magnet in this game when he boosts. B tier. Next up, we have the homing attack. Yeah, we're going through everything. I'm serious, you saw the title. So, it's basically the same as every game, except you teleport, which I guess makes it kinda cooler. You can also kind of rapid fire homing attack on certain enemies, just usually bosses as you can see here. Pretty cool. B tier. Right next to boost. Doom Blast. You hold the homing attack on a bigger enemy instead of flying while going in the same direction. I don't know. I mean, you'll rarely ever use this in the gameplay, but I guess it is fun to explore new areas with it. C tier. Doom Spears is another ability that Shadow gets around at the beginning of the game. You usually use this to attack things from afar, as you can see here. It'll usually do minimal damage and is usually just used to get rid of mild obstacles, like for example in Radical Highway Act 2. You see this enemy over here? You know, the purple one? Well, you could just go and attack it, but this is what happens. If you do use the Doom Spheres, you can safely land back on the ground and keep going. B tier. Chaos Control. You know, Shadow's catchphrase. You remember that one scene in 06?
Chaos Control!
In order to build up energy for this ability, you need to hit enough enemies, and it fills up the thing at the bottom. When you do use Chaos Control, you freeze everything for 5 seconds, including the timer. Within those 5 seconds, you can actually play around with the level because the moving objects also freeze, especially in Space Colony Arc. Also, you can make shortcuts like this.
Chaos Control!
Definitely an S tier. Doom Surf. Why does Shadow need this? Sonic can literally run on water, so why can't he? One of the main reasons I don't like this ability is because it's kind of hard to get her up speed. You have to go through these blue hoops and you can't just summon them on demand. At least with the other abilities, there's some way to use speed or gain speed. This is the slowest one and the least enjoyable one. Honestly, the controls are great, those works fine, it's just the concept alone I don't enjoy that much. D tier. Well, you see Shadow over here, right? You know, just stuck in the purple stuff? Well, now he can go fast on it! You can actually boost on these purple things with the Doom Morph, which is another reason why I actually do enjoy this more than the Doom Surf, which is one that I already had a problem with. You can also hang onto these purple things to keep going and sliding on. And you can basically go on anywhere when you're with this, as long as it's purple. It could be a ceiling or a wall or the floor. It is still absolutely usable, and I just love the flexibility of this ability. It is really great. You could do some pretty cool things with it. A tier. Doom Wings. It is the final ability you unlock in this game. And this is basically supersonic. You know, he even has his ring counter go down. And he's immortal. Don't believe me? Look at this. Yeah, completely unfazed. Another thing you'll notice when you have Doom Wings is that the boost gauge goes down. This is what is keeping up Shadow's flight time. So it doesn't last forever, but when you land back on the ground, everything goes back to normal. You stay with your Doom Wings form, but your boost gauge replenishes, so you could just fly again. Also, this is what you fight the final boss with, so yeah, pretty cool. And our final ability is definitely gonna be another S rank. Well, here's a final look at the tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did. I found it pretty fun to do, and yeah, this took a while to make. So if you enjoyed this, please make sure to like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll make better content soon.